to be canning up the rest of these collard greens I got right here in here. Those are the rest of them. I'm going to be greasing my canner here. And then over here, I got my ball jars, sanitizing in some water and vinegar. I got my bowl of vinegar here, all my equipment. Then also the lids in there. You're gonna need some kosher salt, and my collard greens are already hot, so you want to put hot product into hot jars. So I'm gonna grease up my canner here so it can seal properly. Put the water in 3 inches, and these collard greens, once I put them in the jar, I'm gonna debubble them, and I'll take you on a little when I do that as well. So hang tight, guys. Canning collard greens, the rest of the collard greens. Alright, so I got some petroleum jelly. I'm gonna wipe all around here, these, and then the rim all around there, so I can put the water in here, 3 inches of water. I'm adding in my 3 inches of water. So this is 1 quart here, and 3 inches is equivalent to 3 quarts. Next step, I'm going to be adding the collard greens to the hot jars. Alright, gang. So I got my jars sterilized here with water and vinegar. I'm going to be putting them over here. I have the other tool, but I'm using this tool because it's just easier for me. My collard greens are warmed up and still hot already. I'll be back. I got my water on medium high, and I'm going to start getting these jars filled. This here is some kosher salt, so I'm going to put 1 tablespoon in each before I add the collard greens. Now the reason I'm adding salt is because when I cook my collard greens, I don't use salt. And I had some smoked turkey wings in there, so when I process this, it's going to be processed for 90 minutes, and that's after it comes to a full rolling pressure on the steam. Once the steam starts going for 10 minutes steady, and it's up to 10 or 11 psi for my elevation, then we will start timing it for 90 minutes. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is add the collard greens to the jars. And we want to have about 1 inch head space with the juices. I added 1 tablespoon of salt. And then what we're going to do as I'm adding this to the 1 inch head space is we're going to be right here, which are water level. I already had my lids pre-soaking in hot water from my water dispenser. Got some vinegar so I can clean, and then my other lids there. So I'm gonna get these jars filled up, and we'll be right back. Also, I got my collard greens in here. Now what I'm doing with this debubbling is I'm going through here and getting out any bubbles that may have been in here. You see it needs more liquid, so I'm going to be adding a little bit more liquid to this. Let's go ahead and get this on here, because remember it has to be to 1 inch head space. So I'm just going to use some of this pot liquor juice, it's called, on the collard greens. Let's see. After you add the liquid, debubble it some more. So as you see, it didn't fill up all 7 jars. I have the All-American 925 pressure canner, so it can hold 7 quarts at once. Trying to get these bubbles out of here. It's really important to do this to debubble it. Okay, so what I did with the other 3, I had some dry beans, so I washed them really quickly. Put about a half a cup in here with some salt. 1 tablespoon of salt. And I'm just going to add this pot liquor juice from these collard greens. Let's see here. It's about an inch head space. I'll be right back. Gotta get more of the pot liquor juice. So I got more of the pot liquor collard green juice. Add it to these beans. And these are going to process also for 90 minutes as well. Okay, so I got everything debubbled. Everything is 1 inch up to the rim. The beans are there. I just used the pot liquor juice. So now what I need to do is go ahead around and clean all these jars with vinegar, because you want to make sure that you're going to have a good seal, and you want to wipe all around it, because I use smoked turkey wings in the collard greens, so it's definitely a little bit greasy. Just go all around. Oh, let's get that in there. So I'm going to go all around these once, and then I'll do it a second time. Okay, so everything is debubbled, cleaned with the vinegar, all on the rims. They're all dry. Now I'm getting ready to put on the lids. So I have my lid thing here. Put them on there. Okay, this one doesn't come out. Give me 1 second here. So now I got all the lids on. I'm going to get my rings. They were just soaking in hot water. And you're going to want to do this finger tight. Finger tight. Finger tight. Be right back. Okay, so I got everything finger tight. So now what we're going to do is start placing the jars in the pressure canner with your jar lifter here. So we got 1, and 7 quarts will fit in here. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I have all 7 quart jars in the pressure canner. Now what I'm going to do is put the lid on and do it very carefully, and then let it steam for 10 minutes at a rolling pressure, and then we'll put the gauge on 10, and then we'll put the timer on for 90 minutes. Alright, so I got all the knobs lined up correctly. If you can see here, the arrow is on the line so that you know that it's gonna pressure can correctly. So what I'm waiting for now is for this gauge to get to about 10-11 pressure, until this steam here is coming out at a continuous pace for about 10-15 minutes. And then I will go ahead and put the weight on right there at 10, and then we'll cook them for 90 minutes. And I will let you guys see how it comes out when I'm done. And if they seal properly, then that means that it was canned correctly. Thank you, with Wander with the Reels Family Garden. I'll be back. Okay, so it's starting at a steady stream. So what I'm going to do now is put a timer on for 15 minutes, and then I'll put the weight on. And then I can start the timer for 90 minutes. It's been at a steady steam for 10 minutes, and I'm getting ready to put the gauge on 10 pounds. So I'll put that on, and then what we want to see is this gauge going up to 10 pounds per pressure. And then once that starts, then I can set my timer for 90 minutes. We'll be back when it's done, folks. I'm going to be fermenting some cucumbers today, too. Might try to do a video on that. But you see that it's steaming. Alright, guys. We need to be up to 10 pounds. Alright, folks. We're at 10. So it is safe to say that I can start this timer for 90 minutes. And I shall return. Alright, guys. The 90 minutes is up. It's still boiling, as you can see in there. So I'm going to take these out very carefully. And I'll be right back to show you. Okay, so I just took the beans out. Now I'm about to take out the collard greens. They must not touch. And then the next thing we got to do is wait for those to seal and pop. And then once they cool off after 24 hours, then I can take the lids off. So, yep, that was my canning of the collard greens and the beans at Rio's Family Garden. I do like pressure canning and water bath canning, and also fermenting. I'm going to be fermenting some pickles later with cucumbers, and then I'm also going to be fermenting some cabbage to make sauerkraut. Take care. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do like this video, please consider sharing and subscribe if you like, and comment, and I'll try to get back to. Oh, one just popped. That one just popped. So yay, that one is sealed properly. So that's how you know when you pressure can that everything came out good, is when they seal. But this was almost a cup of beans, and I used a pot liquor juice from the collard greens, so there's collard greens mixed in there as well. Thank you so much for watching Rio's Family Garden today. I hope you all have a blessed and prosperous day. Take care, grow some food, preserve some food, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. The finished product so far to have popped.